Acquired wisdom shows us that we can earn a bag full of things to improve life, and for some, golf can play a leading role. You will be forgiven for thinking that the hand condition Fabrizio Gardiol was born with could be a major problem for him growing up in the 1960s, perhaps creating a lack of confidence during his school days. But in fact, it could be one of the reasons behind his greatest achievements over the years. The condition seems to have influenced how Fabrizio grew into his life as a boy, supported by his family, and he certainly believes it plays a role in how he seeks to be a positive influence on his own two sons today. Yes, there are obstacles in all our lives, he says, but these can be overcome to find success. He very much attaches this thinking to both his career as a banker and his charity work in his home city of Milan, but also in enjoying his cultural life and leisure time, including more recently, golf. Fabrizio believes golf can be a mirror to how we aim to improve our lives and how we can conduct ourselves with others. Face the challenge, says this man who also loves cycling, motorbikes and rock climbing out in the wild, and you might just surprise yourself in the process. Fabrizio will also tell you with a smile that you can be as seemingly successful as you like in your career, but should you miss-hit a golf shot and watch your ball fly into the water rather than onto the green, this is when you learn just how well you've adapted to all the vagaries of life. As he says with a beaming smile, and his warm laughter fills the room, Fabrizio apologises for his English being rusty. He needn't, as he's a natural communicator, as he discusses why golf is both a special game for him and worthwhile for anyone who might have a disability to try it for themselves. 59 years ago, when Fabrizio was born in Italy, life was very different in terms of both the treatment available in hospitals to simply how disability was viewed by society. He believes that he was born with hands that were quite different because of a side effect of medication of his mother, Maria, had been taking, quite possibly related to thalidomide.
My disability, I don't understand really the name in English. I was born practically in that way. I think, I am not sure, but perhaps the reason is that my mom I was born in 1963. During this period in Italy, many women take a medicine for headache, but I really think in my life that I was, however, lucky, take my life sort of normal way. I consider myself a lucky man.
Fabrizio's background is relatively modest. He grew up in Pinerolo, near Turin, in the north of the country, and his father, Remo, owned a clothing store. He was treated just like all the other children from the outset, though more difficult for him. He learned how to hold the crayons, pencils, pens, use the ruler, the set square, exercise books. Having a different hand certainly did not affect putting his hand into the air to answer the teacher's questions, and therefore start to appreciate the joys of learning. Similarly, his hands were not needed to kick a football in the schoolyard and to join his friends imitating the great players of his local team in Turin, Juventus, nicknamed La Vecchia Signora, the old lady. He was therefore a good student, and this led to him taking a law degree at the University of Torino before moving into banking and starting 34 years ago now with Banco Mediolan, basing himself in Milan. Here he served as a financial consultant before being appointed as a manager of one of the branches. After more than a decade into his time with the bank, he was promoted to set up new branches internationally, exporting the model to other countries, an exciting 15 years abroad before returning to Italy 4 years ago.
I go to many countries. I go to Spain and Germany, where we opened the bank. Then in France, then Turkey, Romania, Poland, Brazil, and Canada and USA. Yes, I trip. It has been a great experiences, not only for the work, but also because you have the possibility to know other people, other cultures, different way to see the life, and obviously some problem because for the family not so easy. But normally when I was in Europe, I stay 15 days abroad and 15 days more or less in Italy, and the son and my wife remain in Italy. I have 2 sons.
Fabrizio is delighted that his 2 sons, Francesco, aged 21, and Simone, aged 19, have followed him in their love of studying, and you start to appreciate that in teaching them, their father is keen to show them that even with a disability, nothing should hold you back.
Oldest is studying in this moment aerospace engineering, and the younger become the university yesterday, and they study science communication. Yes, they are really good guys.
We met up with Fabrizio Gardiol just as he arrived for a golf tournament in England, in a hurry from Italy, but dressed in the way of the Milanese, very smartly. His dark good looks and suavely rich voice gave him a natural authority. However, it's his charming smile and infectious laugh that turn him from the businessman to be respected to the guy who people want to have a drink with and get to know a little better. And with varied interests, he provides good conversation. As a walker, climber, cyclist and biker, he owns a Kawasaki race. The sport of golf did not find Fabrizio until 12 years ago.
Then with my job, in the first year I had no great possibility to play, and now I also, thanks to this Edgar tournament, I play a little bit more. For example, this year I participate to 7 tournaments.
Playing at a course in Genoa 2 years ago, a fellow player looked at his hand and felt he needed to ask the question.
And he asked to me, how you can play golf in that way? And I answered to him, really, I don't know how I can, but I play. And I play at first because I like very much to play golf. This is the first reason. But also because, speaking about my son, I think that is without make many words, it's a way to show to my son that also if you have some difficulties, more important or not, you can realize your object and so on.
If this is one learning, it is Fabrizio's love of both the competition and camaraderie of golf that provides another.
But really for me is an incredible life experience. To have the possibility to... I always think that the people that are here are not only good players, but surely they are good guys, good people, and great people that, very strong people. Because if there are, people with disability absolutely more important than mine, with great difficulty in their life, but they are here to play, to compete. And also I feel a great respect from one to the other. But I am sure that perhaps another take the same with me, but it's so beautiful play with this person. And also you can win, you can lose, but after there is a different way to live the match.
Fabrizio has improved gradually in his golf. He enjoys watching it too and hopes to go and see the Ryder Cup in Rome next year. While on the football pitch, he loved watching Platini, Del Piero and more lately Dusan Vlahovic. For Juventus on the golf course he admires US player Ricky Fowler, who may still make it to Rome. Thanks to one of Italy's national coaches, the opportunity for Fabrizio to play in Edgar events came into focus in the last 2 years.
And this guy, that is Stefano Bertola, one of the teacher of the Italian national team, speak me about this situation, Edgar and so on, and he said to me, why you don't consider these possibilities? Okay. So I phone, at first I phone to my son and I say, listen, happened this, I say to them about this situation, perhaps I could have the possibility to play in another country. What do you think? And they say, go, Papa, go, yes, great things. And so now they are my main fans.
Fabrizio has played Edgar events in Portugal, England, Denmark, Germany, Spain, and in Italy, praising the beautiful courses and the kindness and support of all the organisers at each event. In his home city of Turin, Fabrizio won a tournament recently to the delight of himself, his family and friends, which helped him to qualify for the Stableford finals of the RSM European Playoff Series held at Stratford-on-Avon Golf Club in September 2022, part of a tournament week that saw players from 8 European countries teeing the ball up together. In the quarterfinals, he managed to beat Petri Partanen of Finland, who was the number 1 in the world ranking in Stableford. Fabrizio is currently ranked number 17.
I say to Petra, really, I'm afraid for you that I win, but listen, it's the first time in my life that I can phone to my son to say, oh, listen, I win against the number 1 in the ranking. And so there is also a great occasion to see other people, but above all to meet a very, very interesting guy. Yeah. I think that in every tournament in which I stay, I return home more rich, more friend, and people. Then we continue to keep in touch, to write on how are you, and for me a really great experience.
As a nature lover and keen walker, Fabrizio loves the variety of golf courses and the clear health benefits of playing golf, which he reminds us are fantastic for a 59-year-old like himself. In the Golfers with Disability setup, he likes it that many players feel free to strive to reach their potential together. In an aside, he mentions that he has friends among golfers who are not always treated so well in wider society, who may be misunderstood because they walk or carry themselves differently. And this lack of understanding by other people is their failing. It is their loss. Fabrizio says they are missing out on knowing some extraordinary people because of their preconceptions about disability, completely missing the intelligent person in front of them. The Italian shows his emotion as he talks about the great friends he's made through golf. Learning about the lives of others is central to a person achieving success in life, and this cannot be measured on a balance sheet. It is richness of another kind. Fabrizio also acknowledges all the volunteers who help to make Edgar tournaments run so smoothly.
Some people that are partner of the golf in which we play, they are available to help us, to stay with us, and every one of them is a great experience. Thank you, and everyone always say to me, thank you. I say thank you to you because for me it's a great experience.
Volunteering is something that has become close to his heart. Once a week in Milan, Fabrizio makes his way to work for a charity called Pane Quotidiano, Daily Bread, which provides food ingredients and meals for many people with disability, with mobility issues and or experience poverty in the city. The project is part of the Fedesian Milan. He helps to give, but feels like the fortunate one at the end of each working shift, saying he returns home with a bag full of good things to remember.
For example, in Italy, I do a little thing of volontariato. I am a voluntary in a place in Milan in which there are very poor people, and I work in an organization that is called in Italian Pane Quotidiano. Bread quotidiano is every day. The people pass and we put through it cheese and so on. And always I think it seems that I make something for the other, but really I am the people that go home with the bag full of things.
Again, Fabrizio will admit that he's very proud that his volunteering will be recognised by his sons. So perhaps then, a successful life means having a bag full of things. It's about feeling good yourself and finding time to help others. Returning from each tournament richer is another comment of Fabrizio's worth remembering. Whether your ball is on the green or in the water, you are either there with friends you have made or are making through golf. What could be richer than that?